Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to another Asa Abloy Academy webinar. Today's webinar is on SARGENT 7300 Series multi-point lock. My name is Russell Corvo, and I will be your instructor today. This session will last about 30 to 45 minutes. During the session, your lines will be muted, but if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask. Or you can leave a note and anything, and we'll save time at the end for questions at the very end. This session is being recorded and will be available for viewing within 24 hours. Also within 24 hours, you will receive an email as your proof of attendance to this webinar that can be submitted to your employer or one of the industry association partners such as DHI or ALOA for industry CEUs. In addition, Asa Abloy has over 50 online courses available at no cost. Simply join Asa Abloy Academy and start learning at your own pace. All right, so let's get started. So the 7300 series multi-point locking system is developed for several markets and applications. It's sturdy, heavy-duty components firmly secured to the door within the frame at the top, bottom, and center points, fortifies the opening in the event, and to provide increased security in openings where it's needed. The multi-point locking system comes complete with integrated top and bottom rods in Ceco and Curries doors and frames, and it will use McKinney hinges. First, we're going to go over a few definitions. A storm shelter. A storm shelter is a building or part of that provides life safety protection in severe wind events. They are designed and constructed to meet ICC 500. Okay, that's the first one. The next one is a safe room, and a safe room is a tornado shelter, but is specifically designed to meet FEMA P361, which is the recommended criteria for safety rooms, providing near absolute safety protection in severe wind events. The lowest level one is best available refuge area, a temporary area of refuge within an existing building that's been deemed by a registered design professional to be the least vulnerable part of a building. But keep in mind, these things don't meet ICC 500, so there's still a very good chance of someone getting hurt in one of these refuge areas. Okay, so safe room's the highest level, then storm shelter, and then an area of refuge. We're going to start off talking about the FM7300. That's our FEMA rated device. Let's take a quick look.
Tornadoes have been documented in every state and on every continent except Antarctica. The United States has more than any other country, with an average of 1,000 tornadoes per year. Knowing the significant life safety risks these natural disasters can bring, Asa Abloy is proud to announce new tornado solutions that provide safety and security as well as great design. The FE6600 and FM7300 series are new tornado solutions from Asa Abloy Group brands Corbin Russwin and Sargent. Product testing is rigorous with impacts at 100 miles per hour. These products are UL classified for FEMA P320 2014, P361 2015, and ICC 500 2014 for the design and construction of storm shelters. The lock features 4 latch points, top and bottom latches with a 3/4 inch projection, a deadbolt, and a latch bolt in the center. The products have a patent-pending design integrating a unique center cassette with a mortise lock. While it's built for tornado protection, the FE6600 and FM7300 series are also ANSI BHMA 156.37 Grade 1 certified, meeting torque and cycle requirements for everyday use. Sectional trim and a variety of mechanical and electromechanical options are available, as well as the integration with our access control products. A dogging indicator option keeps the top and bottom latches retracted for everyday use, or it can be put in 3-point mode to activate all the latches. To allow for ease of installation, the vertical rods and top and bottom latches are delivered pre-installed in the door. While the door is hung, fine-tune adjustments can be made to the top and bottom bolt engagement through the center cassette. The bottom strike can be reversed for adjustments of up to 1/4 of an inch, and a 3/8 inch undercut helps with misalignment and floor issues. For more information on this innovative solution, visit asaabloy.com.
Utilizes the standard 8200 series mortise lock with a full range of mechanical and electromechanical options. You have 3-point auto projection with the top, bottom, and center, and then you have the 4th point where it takes a single motion, and that would be throwing the deadbolt for the additional security. The dogging option, the 188 dogging option allows the device to work as a standard mortise lock with just the single point latching at the center of the door. Keep in mind that the dogging mechanism is not available with the BL series. It's only available with the standard 7300 series and the FM7300 series. And keep in mind the concealed vertical rods in the top and bottom add additional security. This is available for outswing and in-swing applications, and pre-installed concealed vertical rods are the pre-installed vertical rod assemblies, the latch, and the cassettes are all built into the door ahead of time and are shipped to the job site that way. This does come with a 7-year warranty. The FM7300 is UL listed for FEMA P361, FEMA P320, and ICC 500, and the Florida building codes, capable of withstanding severe wind speeds and flying debris. The Storm Pro is ASSA ABLOY's product designation for tornado-resistant assemblies, including doors, frames, and hardware that are designed to withstand debris from tornado winds that help save lives. Extra heavy-duty tornado-resistant assemblies help fortify the openings to withstand extreme wind events up to 250 miles an hour that occur during a tornado. The Storm Pro assemblies are also listed to ICC 500, which is the standard required by the International Building Code for use on tornado shelters in new constructions and in schools K through 12 and critical emergency operation facilities. So this does set the standard. The Storm Pro tornado resistant flush doors are UL certified and labeled, and the SARGENT 7300 seal concealed vertical rod, top and bottom, and mortise case must be factory installed at Ceco and Curries, and all the other hardware components are going to be shipped directly from SARGENT to the installation, to its final installation location. The Storm Pro doors are tornado resistant flush mounted doors. They're 1 3/4 inches thick. These include a third-party UL classification to ICC 500 2014 and FEMA P351 and FEMA P320. These doors are 14 gauge with an option of getting 12 gauge doors. They're galvanized or cold rolled steel faces, and they have polystyrene cores. If it's going to be a fire rated door, then it's going to have a honeycomb core in it. The top cap is welted at multiple points for the top and bottom cases, and a majority of the assemblies are fire rated. Now, what's pretty amazing is that the design pressures, this thing can handle a design pressure of 284 pounds per square foot. What does that mean? On a 4 foot by 8 foot opening, 284 pounds per square foot is equivalent to 9,088 pounds of pressure being pushed against the door, and it can withstand that. You also have the option of getting factory installed windows in this 10 by 10, and that would have up to a 90-minute rating. The ICC 500 requires the assemblies to be labeled to demonstrate compliance with the standard. This requirement is not just a labeling of the product. The definition of labeled in ICC 500 requires periodic inspection of the manufacturers of the products by the labeling agencies. The 2 most common labeling agencies are Intertek and Underwriters Laboratory. Keep in mind that the parts are not interchangeable between them because this is sold as an assembly and is used as a complete assembly. Tested assembly shall be tested at the minimum and the maximum size. So they always test the maximum and the minimum size. And they always want to check to see if it's still operating after it's been hit and wondering and how well it's working. Okay. And next, we're going to see an impact test, a tornado impact test of a StormPro door. In this video, we're going to see 4 different tests. And these tests are going to prove that all doors are not the same. The first test, here's a list of the 4 tests we're going to be doing. Okay. The first test is going to be a hurricane-approved door assembly with a hurricane impact. So a hurricane impact is a 9-pound 2x4 shot at 35 miles an hour. This door is a hurricane-approved door with 3 deadbolts.
3, 2, 1, fire!
As you can see, it passed it no problem. So the next is going to be a tornado impact. This is a 15-pound 2x4 shot at 100 miles an hour. We're going to be impacting the exact same door we just did. So you can get an idea of the differences. As you can see, a tornado impact is far more violent. This is slowed down to 1/4 speed. Okay. The next one is another tornado impact test, which is a 15-pound 2x4 shot at 100 miles an hour. But this time we're going to be using a residential metal door that you'd buy at Lowe's or Home Depot.
2, 1, fire! 3, 1, fire!
And this is at 1/8 speed to give you an idea. So tornado impacts are quite violent. And then for our final test is going to be the StormPro door, which is tornado rated. So the last one is another tornado impact test, a 15-pound 2x4 shot at 100 miles an hour. And this time we're going to be hitting the StormPro door. It's required to handle 3 impacts, and they're 5,014 pounds per impact. And as you can see, it did pass it. So for the 3 tornado impact tests, the hurricane door failed that, the residential door failed that. The only one that could handle the tornado impact testing was the StormPro door. Okay. So for an FM7300, it's required that you use that a Ceco or Curries StormPro 361 door and frames are used to keep the standard. McKinney StormPro hinges must be used. There's a maximum opening height of 2.8 to 6.8 and 4.0 to 8.0 for single door applications, and for double door applications, 6.0 to 6.8 and 8.0 to 8.0. That would be the minimum and maximum sizes. So to retain the standards, the ICC 500 and the FM 361 standards, the FM7300 is required to use the StormPro door. Okay, next we're going to look at blast resistant openings.
ASSA ABLOY offers blast-resistant opening solutions to meet U.S. government, military, embassy safety, and security objectives for blast resistance. Providing extra protection against explosions and excessive force, our blast and pressure-resistant doors and frames meet or exceed the stringent performance requirements of the Department of Homeland Security and other regulatory groups. The advanced strength and integrity of these openings bring other important benefits: long life, high durability, and maximum corrosion resistance.
Okay, so the BL7300 is designed and equipped to handle various blast and hurricane applications. Perfect for both internal and exterior settings, minimum risk of intentional or unintentional accidents. This lock meets ASTM response category 1 and 2 and meets UFCC minimum anti-terrorist standards for buildings. This multi-point locking system comes as a complete assembly with with an integrated door assembly from Ceco or Curries, and the door that's required to be used with the BL7300 is the multi-solution opening, and that includes the door and the frame, and the McKinney Storm Pro hinges are also required. The BL7300 is perfect for hardening the exterior part of the buildings at petrochemical plants, government and military installations, museums, hurricane environments, and critical infrastructure. To give you an idea of how strong this was, the BL7300 with the Ceco and the Curries multi-solution opening meets the following requirements. So it can withstand a blast of 6.16 pounds per square inch, category 1. To give you an idea what that means, on a 4-foot by 8-foot opening, 6.16 pounds per square inch is equal to 28,385 pounds of impact against the door, and it can withstand that. And what does category 1 mean? Category 1 means that the door has no permanent deformation and the door is fully operable. The other impressive one is it can handle blast up to 9.74 pounds per square inch, category 2. And on a 4-foot by 8-foot opening, 9.74 pounds per square inch is equal to over 44,881 pounds of impact, which is absolutely incredible. And just so you know, category 2 means that the door has measurable permanent deformation, but the door is still operable. It can also handle hurricanes up to hurricane winds up to 100 pounds per square foot. And keep in mind, the difference is with a hurricane, it's a constant force, while with a blast, it's an impact, which makes it very different. Okay, so it can handle a great deal of forces. About the Ceco and the Curries multi-solution door constructions. First off, these doors are required for the BL7300. They're either 12 or 14 gauge doors, and they are only 1 3/4 inches thick. It's 18 gauge steel stiffeners, and it has a fiberglass core, and the edges are welded. And they are listed. Okay. So the BL does require the Ceco or the Curries doors and the McKinney hinges, and those are the available max and min sizes for these doors. Next is a nice little video showing you the difference between a certified and a non-certified opening. Okay, the standard 7300 series offers a more economical solution while maintaining the security benefits of 3-point latching systems. A more versatile product offering available with more SARGENT 8200 series mortise lock functions to provide more solutions in various applications. Applications for the 7300 would include the back doors of retail establishments, dispensaries, residential facilities. The doors and frames must be ordered through Ceco or Curries in order to meet the certification or to meet the standards. So with this one here, for the 7300 series, you are required to use the Ceco Medallion door or the Curries 747 door and McKinney hinges. They're not the Storm Pro hinges this time though. Okay, and here are the maximum and minimum openings for this. And just a little bit more on the Ceco Medallion and the Curries 747 door. These doors are designed for high frequency and severe traffic openings. Their standard is 1 3/4 inches thick. They have full height edge reinforcement channels rated for heavy duty and maximum duty applications. You have 22 gauge steel stiffeners spaced every 6 inches apart, welded to the face every 5 inches, so it's solid. The fully welded edge seams on these and fiberglass insulation to limit thermal and sound transmission. And these do have 7 gauge reinforced hinge reinforcements to make them even more durable. Okay. Next, we're going to take a look at some of the functions. As you can see, these first functions we're showing you here are only available for the 7300, and they are not available for the BL or the FM7300. As you can see, none of these functions have a deadbolt. So to be able to meet the BL and the FM series standards, you have to have the deadbolt. As you can see, these three functions all are available with the 7300, the FM7300, and the BL7300. The only one that is not is the 27 function, which is down here. Okay, here are double cylinder functions with deadbolts. And as you can see, these are also all available. These 5 are available with all 3 series, plain, BL, or the FM. And here's a couple more without deadbolt functions. So they're only available for the 7300 series. This is also available for non-keyed functions. And the only ones, once again, that are going to be available with the FM and the BL are going to be like the first one, the 01 function, the 66 because it has a deadbolt, and the 68, which also has a deadbolt. Okay. So overall, the 7300 is available with the most amount of functions. And here's just a list of all the functions that are available with the 7300 series. As you can see, the FM and the BL are all available for the same series, are all available for the same function. The 7300 is also available as an electromechanical lock. Okay, so it's available with or without deadbolt, fail-safe, or fail-secure. And this is telling you what series each of the functions are available for. And this chart is right out of the catalog. One nice thing is that the 7300 series does use the EcoFlex technology for the mortise lock. So it's fully backwards compatible with existing SARGENT 8200 series mortise lock. And what EcoFlex means is that it's field selectable between fail-safe and fail-secure, and that it will operate on 12 or 24 volts right out of the box, which gives you a lot more options. Okay, this is also available as an NAC lock, and an NAC lock is a network access control lock. So it's available fail-safe or fail-secure with only a deadbolt functions. And you can also get this with latch bolt or deadbolt monitoring. Also, according to the catalog, it's also available with end-of-the-line resistors. The 7300 series is also available with a few of our different access control technologies, such as the IN series, the Harmony, the SELP10, and the Passport series. When it comes to lever designs, it's available with all the standard 8200 series lever designs. And it uses the same standard roses as we have for the standard 8200 series. It is also available with all the standard escutcheons available with the 8200 series, which I'm showing you here. And it is also available with the entire studio collection of levers. Just taking a quick look at this studio collection, here they are. The Centro series, the Notting Hill series, the Odeon series, the Gramercy series, the Worcester Park series, the Grant Park series, and our newest series is our Berlin series. And these are all available for the 7300, the FM7300, or the BL7300. And once again, all of these studio collection levers are available with this nice collection of roses and escutcheons and thumb turns. The 7300 is available with a full variety of finishes, as you can see here. So it's available with all the standard finishes. And we're just going to take a quick run through all the options available for the 7300 series. Okay, so here you can get the 3-dash, which is stainless steel hubs in the 7300 series. You can also get this with security torque head screws or spanner head screws, which is a 36 or a 37. You can get it with a 49-dash indicator, or you can also get it with a 50-dash indicator. These are all standard options with the 8200, and they're also available with the 7300 series. As we mentioned previously, you can also get this with the DX option, which is the deadbolt monitoring. And you can also get it with the latch bolt monitoring, which monitors the position of the latch bolt. And they're saying, please consult the factory for this. It's also available with the TL, which is the electroluminescent window in the WT escutcheon. The 7300 is also available with the tactile warnings as mill slots in it, or as an abrasive coating for the inside, outside, or both levers. And it's also available with Micro Shield, which is an antimicrobial finish. And it's also available with our new thumb turns, the T1, the T2, and the T3 thumb turns. So there are quite a few options to choose from. If you're interested in the 188 dogging indicator, here's a closer look at what it looks like. Here on the left-hand side, this would be single point latching. So the top and bottom bolts are not being used. You can see here, there's a single mark here. And when you slide this over to the right-hand side, then you're going to have 3-point latching with top, bottom, and center. Okay. Keep in mind, the 188 is not available with the BL series because you always want all 3 points engaged. Because the reason why is because with a blast, you have no idea when it's going to occur. Normally, you do have some idea when a tornado is going to occur. So you can always throw the top and bottom bolts. But with a blast, you always want to be prepared for a blast. Okay, one thing that's interesting about this is that all hardware on the safe side of the tornado door must be tested and listed as part of the product for dislodgement and disengagement. So they're worried that you can't put anything unless it's in the listing on the inside of the door, mounted to the door, unless it's been tested for dislodgement or disengagement. Okay, this includes all mounting fasteners and where the product has to be located on the door to make sure the door is reinforced. Get that. What the concern is they don't want something flying because of the tornado hitting the outside of the door and making a door closer go flying off the inside of the door and killing someone on the inside or hurting someone severely. Okay, that's why they say all auxiliary hardware should be on the exterior side of the door, so this cannot happen. And this is how you have to do it if it hasn't been tested for it on the safe side of the door. Okay. Next, we're going to take a look at how to price this. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is, as we always do, we're going to take a look at the table of contents in the Sargent price book. So here we have the table of contents. The product we're looking for is an FM7300. We want the LE1 escutcheon with the MX lever. We do want the 188 dogging feature. We want it in 32D for a left-hand door, and it's going to have a 96-inch opening. Okay. So the first thing we look for is the 7300 series in the table of contents. As you can see here, it's going to be on MP14 and MP23. When we go to those pages, it's always very important that the options are on the left and the product is on the right. And when you're looking at this, it's very important that the first thing you want to find is make sure you're on the correct page for the series. So this is the FM7300 series. And next thing you want to verify is that the trim is correct. So we are using the LE1 trim, which is identified there, and the LE1 with any of the studio collection, except for the Gramercy, Worcester Park, Grant Park, are going to be the same price. So we are on the correct page. The next thing that needs to be considered, here we go. And the next thing that needs to be considered is the finish. Okay, the finishes are broken up into two categories. As you can see here in this first category, this is going to be for these finishes here: 10BE, 2060, black suede powder coat, and white suede powder coat. And then all the other finishes are going to be this other price. So they're broken up into two categories. And since we're looking for 32D, it's going to be in the second column. So we're going to be here in the second column. Once we've determined where we're going to be here, the next thing you want to look at is what function do you have? So our function for this product is going to be a 24 function. 24 function is a single cylinder with deadbolt. The 24 function is listed here. So our base price for this product is going to be $37.61, as you can see right there. Now with Sargent, you're finished with this page. Now you're going to move to the other side to look at the options. Actually, we weren't finished with this page. So the FM here. So the prices we were looking at here are strictly for the 7300 series. If you want it to be the FM series, there's a $400 add to that. So we're going to add $400 to the base price. And if you were looking for a blast resistant, that's going to have an $800 add. Okay. Next thing we want to consider is the 188 dogging feature. Right at the bottom of the column, it says right here, no, adding the additional dogging feature 188 is available for all functions and how it's ordered. And then they're showing you that you're ordering as a 188 here, and it's going to have a 573 add. And once again, they're telling you that it's not available for the BL7300 series. So we're going to add 573 to this. And so our base price for this product is going to be $47.34. And that brings us to the end of our presentation. I would like to thank you very much for your time and consideration, and thank you for the webinar, and I hope you found it educational and enjoyable.